Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee on the Coast. We are here in the studio, coming to you virtually via the internet, and I have some of my favorite people. I'm just going to have to say that right now to embarrass them in the waiting room right now to join me in just a second. I just wanted to say something quick before we get into the show, and that is that Coolest Coast is going to be starting another show on WOMT coming up this Thursday at 8:30. So please tune in for that program. I have to give a little bit of a plug. That's called After Further Review. So please join us for that. Today we are joined by two amazing people here. Let me pull them on screen. Two of my favorite people in Manitowoc. Number one, Amber Daugs and Tim Gadzinski, two friends that do powerful things in the community. Tim works at the library. And so every Wednesday, as you know, I try to get the library on to tell us what's happening at the library. And there is always something going on at the library. And during COVID and during this time, the library has done an amazing job, more amazing than even anybody else I can think of switching their programming to online. It's a fantastic job that they're doing there. So welcome, you guys. How you doing?
Great.
I'm doing awesome.
Awesome. So we are here to talk about food, right?
Correct. We are
slightly after lunchtime now.
Well, right. We just missed lunch, but since the focus of the show is more on dinner, you can now start thinking about your next meal. So we're here to talk about this. We've had one episode so far, but it's called Chef Casey's Simply Delicious. And it's a show that really came out of a cancellation of a live event. Initially, Casey was going to be doing curried non-sandwich cooking class at the Grow It Forward community kitchen, but out of necessity of canceling all our in-person programming, Casey and I and Amber, got in a discussion of like, well, how can we still do it without doing it in person? And so we came up with this class where instead of cooking something exotic, which is better done in person and with instruction where you can bounce things off of each other, decided to do simple things. Like the first episode was a couple weeks ago and focused on omelets. And it was a lot of fun. And it's loose, and people were asking, they started with, can you make omelets out of duck eggs? Which of course you can. It evolved to ostrich, then on to dinosaur. And then and someone actually asked if you could make omelets without any eggs at all. So, I mean, it's just the spirit of the show is fun. And we're, Amber opened up her great community kitchen for us to do it, and that Casey's on board. It's just a lot of fun.
I do really enjoy the humor in the entire experience. I think I was the one that kicked off the comment about the duck eggs. Also, whether or not you could use Cheese Whiz in an omelet. And essentially by the end of it...
Disturbing, to be honest, that anyone would ask about Cheese Whiz in omelets. But...
yeah, you never know what you have at hand. That's for sure.
So you guys, I used to be a chef, and one of the big tests of a chef was cooking an omelet. So I love that he's starting out with the basics. And to have good food and to have healthy food, it doesn't have to be complicated, as Amber knows. How many shows are you guys doing here? I'm going to pull up the promo thing here again. So we already did the omelets.
Yep. Total of 6. Mac and cheese is this tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Mayonnaise, and it's not just, or I don't believe it's just going to be bowls of mayonnaise. It's what you can also homemade mayonnaise. Bananas Foster, I've seen the recipe for that. It's great. Onto fried rice, and then croque monsieur, which is a real fancy name for grilled cheese with ham.
Right. I used to serve that croque monsieur. So I'm excited to tune in and get some tips from Chef Casey. Chef Casey, is he from Manitowoc?
He relocated to Manitowoc. I know he went to culinary school in Minneapolis. I believe he's from the area. Amber, you could probably speak to this more than me.
Yep, his family's from the area. He has a degree from the Lake Cordon Bleu out of Minnesota, I believe that is. And he was working recently at Ryan's on York as a cook there, and then has worked in some other locations as well locally. So he's been in our community for a little while, and it's just really nice to work with young people who are passionate in our community, who want to take their skills to the next level and teach others on how they prepare things. And that's really the purpose behind our community kitchen, is to build that community and help educate others. So working with the library has just been an amazing opportunity. We've had several classes, not just with Chef Casey, but with Diana Bestra from Roadside Cucina and Cannery as well, teaching in person. So to do this online platform is really just a great way to pivot and continue to work on our partnership between Grow It Forward and the library.
Awesome. Awesome. You know, it's amazing the amount of food resources that exist in Manitowoc, from educational resources and Grow It Forward to the farmers market. Soon we're going to have Flipper City Co-op come online. So it's a really awesome way to use this food. The mac and cheese, it really intrigues me, okay, because it's actually, it takes more time, but it's more healthy to make your own mac and cheese. A lot of these people are like, that I used to make stuff from scratch, and I talked to Mike Holla the other day. He makes everything from scratch over at Holla Restaurant. What is the benefit of actually making your own mayonnaise, and why would you want to do that? Well, it's usually because it's healthier and it's not filled with all sorts of preservatives. So it's very cool. We've got education, we've got health, and we've got food education all in one place with the Manitowoc Public Library. I don't know, man. I love this idea, and I can't wait to get involved with the show. So, Tim, how can people get involved? How can people consume this content?
Well, you know, it's really very easy to consume this content, and I love your words, by the way. But all you need to do is on Thursday. The show itself airs the second and fourth Thursdays of June, July, and August, and the show is at 6 o'clock. And all you need to do is head to the Manitowoc Public Library Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/Manitowoc Library. And that's where you will find it. Just tune in at 6 o'clock, and we start pretty much on time, I would say. And the show doesn't run any longer than a half hour. And we do have people who have said they were cooking along, you know, that they cook along with the show. So Casey moves things along, but not in a manner that prohibits you from actually participating as you're watching. And somebody told me that they tried to make 2 omelets in the same pan at one time. And that didn't quite work. But I'm sure it was just no matter how it turned out. But then they went back a couple days later and made separate omelets, and it worked out great. And I know that they the same people plan on adding bacon to their mac and cheese this time.
Ooh.
Not, you know, it might bring the health, at least for your down a little bit, but brings the health of your soul up a little bit by adding.
Yeah, happiness is a big part of eating, isn't it? You know, you got to be happy as well. All right, you guys. So this is a awesome program. I'm going to pull this placard up here again, and make sure that you tune in on Thursdays at 6 o'clock at the Manitowoc Public Library Facebook page. And as you can see here, mac and cheese, mayonnaise, bananas Foster, fried rice, and croque-monsieur. That sounds delicious. That sounds like a meal all in itself. We should, at the end, you should make them all on one plate, right? And then just consume that. So anyway.
Take about a 7-hour nap, I would say.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all the wonderful things you do at Grow It Forward, Amber, and all the awesome things you do at the Manitowoc Public Library, Tim. Keep it up. You guys are such an essential part of our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you.